Hello everyone and welcome back, where today we are discussing three of the most famous letters in history. Should you ask a foreigner to say a three-letter word that's associated with Russia or the USSR, you'll most certainly hear the term KGB, short for the Komitet Gosudarstvennoy Bezopasnosti, also known as the Committee of State Security. Indeed, it is only three letters, but KGB could be a serious contender for the world's most well-known abbreviation. And almost 15 years after the organization ceased to exist, these three letters are still often heard. The origins of the KGB date all the way back to 1917 when Felix Dzerzhinsky created the Cheka. It was based upon the Tsarist security forces and was destined to protect the national security of the young Soviet state. Over the years, it's changed names several times and on several occasions was part of other security bodies. By the time that the KGB would get its name and become autonomous in 1954, it had already become a solid force, protecting the Soviet state from internal and external threats, as well as gathering intelligence worldwide. The KGB became a collective name for security in the country, uniting almost 20 directorates and each with its own responsibility. For instance, while the first directorate was carrying out international espionage, the fifth would be aimed at imposing censorship and internal security against artistic, political, and religious dissension, and the seventh would be responsible for surveillance on Soviet and foreign citizens inside of the USSR. By its strict, at times harsh, but nonetheless organized activities, the KGB bred fear both within and beyond the Soviet Union. It was espionage that the KGB was built upon, with its reputation becoming one of the world's most famous and most effective intelligence services. With an extensive global network, the KGB would operate with legal and illegal agents in target cities. Legals would work in Soviet embassies and were protected by diplomatic immunity. In the event of being caught, the worst fate that they would face would be expulsion to Moscow. Illegals would work in the field independently from diplomatic and trade missions and included Westerners that were recruited by Moscow. It would be impossible to say which of these agents dominated, as most of the KGB's archives still remain classified to this day. However, the result of their combined work is clearly seen. The success of KGB spy rings, partly owing to weak national security in the Western world at the time, would include stolen secrets of nuclear weaponry and the U.S. Manhattan Project. This would keep Moscow technologically abreast with the West in the early Cold War period, and the USSR would successfully test its own atomic bomb in 1949, creating the Tupolev Tu-144 SST airplane, known as the Russian Concorde. However, such blows to the West's strive for technological dominance did not go unnoticed. Its national security was stepped up, making life for KGB insiders a whole lot more difficult. A string of defections and double agent games would follow in several decades of spy scandals. One of the most notable of the period, the story of the KGB illegal Rudolf Abel, one of the masterminds of Moscow's operation to acquire a nuclear bomb blueprint from the US. He would be betrayed by one of his aides and then arrested in New York in 1957. After 5 years of imprisonment, he would be returned to Moscow after an exchange plan was made for an American pilot who had been downed in the USSR and charged with espionage. Another blow would come 30 years later when the KGB's resident in London, Oleg Gordevsky, turned out to be a double agent who was working for MI6. He defected to the UK, and it's believed that he revealed almost the entire KGB's network in Western Europe to the British intelligence. Later on, he would publish several books to prove his claims, and in 2007, would be awarded the St. Michael and St. George Medal for his activities in British security. However, in 1985, Soviet authorities would sentence him to death in absentia for treason, and Moscow has yet to revoke the sentence.
Salt.
Yes.
The name of the Russian agent is Salt. Evelyn Salt.
My name is Evelyn Salt.
Then you are a Russian spy.
The KGB has also made a name in alleged assassinations of the USSR's enemies. The most high-profile targets, political dissident Leon Trotsky and UN Secretary General Dag Hammarskjöld. These allegations were leaked mainly by defected agents who claimed that the KGB was behind several brazen political assassinations. This allegedly included the killing of U.S. President John F. Kennedy, and such allegations were indirectly proved by the organization's power, but were largely detrimental to the Western perception of the KGB. The KGB would be disbanded in 1991 with the collapse of the Soviet Union, and its duties concerning security inside the country would be spread among several different agencies. Most of the responsibilities were succeeded by the Russian Security Service, known as the FSB. It's only in Belarus that the word KGB is still in force, as the country's security service has retained the name. But the three letters that once gripped the Western world in fear still remain in the information flow. Russia's President Vladimir Putin was a KGB officer in Soviet times, something which is now often used as a label against the politician by some Western media. Make sure that you tell us what you think about the KGB in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe with your notification bell turned on, and I'll bring you more videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.